Welcome to the Daily Current Affairs by Civics and IAS, where we'll try to discuss the top 10 important topics for UPSC CSE Prelims 2025 from the Hindu, the Indian Express, and the PIB. Displayed are the list of topics which we have chosen for today's discussion. The first article is from the PIB, which talks about the KHELO India, which is the National Program for Development of Sports. In this context, we'll talk about it. See, it was launched in the year 2016-17 with the objectives of promoting mass participation in sports and enhancing excellence in sports across India. So, it was approved for 3 years, which is from 2017 to 2020 with a budget of 1,756 crore. But an interim extension for 2020-21 with a budget of 328.77 crore was done. So currently it is extended for 5 more years, which is from 2021 to 26, with a revised financial outlay of 3,790.5 crore. Now, if you have to look at the key achievements under it, firstly with respect to infrastructure development, 323 new sports infrastructure projects were approved with a total sanctioned cost of 3,073.97 crore. Then 1,041 KHELO India centers were established across the country. Also, 32 KHELO India State Centers of Excellence were notified, and lastly 301 academics accredited for sports training. Then, with respect to the support for athletes, see 2,781 KHELO India athletes currently being provided coaching, equipment, medical care, monthly out-of-the-pocket allowance. Significantly, the focus is on both rural and urban areas to ensure equal opportunities for sports development. Furthermore, collaboration with state governments to enhance sports participation and infrastructure is being done. Talking about the financial details, see the initial financial outlay for 2017-20 is 1,756 crore rupees. Then for the extension period, which is 2020 to 21, it was 328.77 crore. So the current revised outlay for the 2021-26 is 3,790.50 crore. The second article of the day says that the Atal Mission for Regeneration and Urban Transformation, which is AMRUT 2.0 scheme, has been launched on 1st October of 2021 in all urban local bodies and cities, enabling cities to become self-reliant and water secure. So, now providing the universal coverage of sewerage and septage management in 500 AMRUT cities is one of the major focus areas of AMRUT 2.0. In this context, let us talk about the AMRUT 2.0 scheme. See, it was launched on October 1st of 2021 to make cities self-reliant and water secure through universal sewerage and septage management, regeneration of water bodies, development of green spaces, and leveraging technology for water management. Know that it is an indicative outlay of 2,99,000 crore, including the central share of 76,760 crore for 5 years. Now, if you look at the key components, firstly, sewerage and septage management, which includes coverage for 500 AMRUT cities. Secondly, restoration of water bodies and other natural resources. Thirdly, green spaces and parks development by promotion of urban green spaces. And lastly, technology submission to utilize modern technologies in water management. Now, if we have to look at the financial details, so the total outlay for AMRUT 2.0 is 2,99,000 crore, where the central assistance for states and UTs is 66,750 crore, but the central assistance approved as of 15th November 2024 is 63,976.77 crore. The next article says that the Department of Fisheries, Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying has been implementing the flagship scheme, which is the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, for a period of 5 years from financial year 2020-21 to financial year 2024-25. At a total outlay of 20,050 crore rupees. In this context, let us talk about the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. See, it was launched in the financial year 2020-21 to financial year 2024-25 by the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying with total outlay of 20,050 crore. Now, if you look at the key targets by the financial year 2024-25, it is firstly to increase the fish production by additional 70 lakh metric tons. Then, to increase the aquaculture productivity from 3 to 5 tons per hectare. Furthermore, to decrease the post-harvest losses from 25% to 10%. Also, to generate 55 lakh direct and indirect opportunities. Then, to grow the fisheries exports from 46,589 crore to 1 lakh crore. Lastly, to increase the per capita fish consumption from 5 to 6 kg to 12 kg. Now, if you look at the achievements during as of financial year 2023-24, firstly, the fish production increased from 141.64 lakh tons in 2019-20 to 175.45 lakh tons in 2022-23. Then, it generated about 58 lakh direct and indirect opportunities in both fishing as well as aquaculture. Then the fisheries exports grew from 46,662.85 crore to 60,524.89 crore in 2023-24. Significantly, the aquaculture productivity enhanced to 4.7 tons per hectare. Also, the post-harvest losses were reduced to 10 to 15%. Next, the per capita fish consumption increased to 12 to 13 kg. Then, with respect to funding and implementation, so the total approved proposals were worth 20,864.29 crore, where the central share under it is 8,871.45 crore. So the focus areas under it are the construction of ponds, hatcheries, seaweed cultivation, aquaculture systems, deep sea fishing, safety kits, cold storages, feed plants, etc. The next article says that India has tested a nuclear-capable ballistic missile with a range of around 3,500 kilometers from a nuclear-powered submarine in a Bay of Bengal in a major boost to nuclear deterrence and strategic capabilities, according to the government sources. In this context, let us first talk about the submarine-launched ballistic missiles, in short called the SLBMs. See, the SLBMs, sometimes called the K family of missiles, have been indigenously developed by DRDO, which stands for Defense Research and Development Organization. Because these missiles are to be launched from submarines, they are lighter, more compact and stealthier than their land-based counterparts. Interestingly, they are lighter compared to Agni series of missiles, which are medium and intercontinental range nuclear-capable ballistic assets. Then, if we have to talk about the K4 missile, see, the K4 is a submarine-launched ballistic missile developed by India's Defense Research Development Organization. Know that the K4 is a variant of the land-based Agri-3 missile and is designed to arm India's nuclear-powered submarines. Notably, the K4 has a range of 3,500 kilometers and can reach almost all of Pakistan and parts of China also. Furthermore, the K4 is 10 meters long, weighs 20 tons and has a diameter of 1.3 meters, and it can carry a 2-ton payload. Significantly, the K4 uses a inertial navigation system with GPS or NAVIC satellite guidance for mid-course and terrain contour matching for terminal guidance. So, the K4 has 2-stage solid rock motor and uses solid rocket propellant. Now, talking of the INS Arighat and its strategic importance. See, INS Arighat, which is the second nuclear-powered submarine in India's fleet, significantly strengthens the country's nuclear deterrence. Know that the submarine is equipped to carry nuclear-tipped ballistic missiles known as the SSBNs in naval parlance. Also, unlike the India's first SSBN, INS Arihant, which is armed with the K-15 missiles with a range of 750 km, INS Arighat can carry the more advanced K4 missiles with a strike range of 3,500 km. The next article says that the Union Cabinet on Monday approved the launch of the National Mission on National Farming, in short called the NMNF, as the standalone centrally sponsored scheme under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Significantly, the NMNF aims to promote natural farming in the mission mode across the country. So, we shall talk about the National Mission on Natural Farming. But before that, why not talk about the natural farming? See, natural farming is nothing but a chemical-free farming system using only inputs produced from the livestock and plant resources. Know that the objective is to reduce dependency on chemical fertilizers and pesticides while promoting sustainable and eco-friendly agricultural practices. Notably, the initial focus is on districts with higher fertilizer consumption. Now, how has this evolved? So first, the Bharatiya Pradikit Krishi Paddhati was launched under the Paramgatak Krishi Vikas Yojana during 2019 and 24. Know that it aimed at promoting traditional farming practices. Then the Namami Gange initiative of the 2022-23 promoted the natural farming in a 5-kilometer belt along the Ganga river. Lastly, the NMNF as an improvement scales up the experience from the BPKP into a full-fledged mission mode initiative. Now, if you have to look at the key features of the scheme, firstly, the coverage goals are to expand natural farming to 7.5 lakh hectares and engage 1 crore farmers within 2 years. Know that the total budget is 2,481 crore rupees, where the central government share is 1,584 crores, while the state government share is 897 crore till the year 2025-26. Then it also tries to establish 15,000 clusters across the Gram Panchayats and set up 10,000 BRCs for bio-input accessibility. Lastly, with respect to the training and demonstration, it aims to establish 2,000 model demonstration farms in Krishi Vidyan Kendras, agriculture universities and farmers' fields. Furthermore, to train 18.75 lakh farmers on the NF inputs like the Jivamrit and Bijamrit. And lastly, to deploy 30,000 Krishi Sakhis or CRPs for both awareness and mobilization. These are the benefits for the natural farming. You can have a look. The next article here says that Supreme Court directed the continuation of the heightened restrictions under the Stage 4 of the Graded Response Action Plan to deal with air pollution in Delhi and the National Capital Region till December 2nd. In this context, let us first talk about the CAQM, or in short, it is the short form for the Commission for Air Quality Management. It is a statutory body established by the Government of India to address air pollution issues and improve the air quality in the National Capital Region and adjoining areas. Significantly, the Commission was created with the aim of formulating and overseeing the implementation of policies, strategies, and actions to control and reduce the air pollution in the region. Now, how and when this was established? The Commission for Air Quality Management was established in the year 2021 through the passage of the Commission for Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and Adjoining Areas Act of 2021. Then, it came into existence as a response to the growing concerns over deteriorating air quality, particularly in the Delhi NCR region, which has been one of the most polluted air in the world. Now, what are the objectives of this? It is firstly to take proactive and corrective actions to improve the air quality in the National Capital Region and adjoining areas. Secondly, to coordinate and harmonize the efforts of various state governments, ministries and also agencies involved in managing air pollution. Then to promote research on air quality management and collect and analyze the data related to air pollution. Then to oversee the implementation of air quality standards and to ensure that the measures are taken effective in curbing the pollution. And lastly, to raise awareness among the citizens about the importance of clean air and the measures they can adopt to reduce the pollution. Moving on to talk about the Graded Response Action Plan. GRAP is a set of emergency measures that kicks in to prevent further deterioration of air quality once it reaches a certain threshold in the region. Know that it was approved by the Supreme Court in 2016 after the Supreme Court's order in the matter of MC Mehta versus Union of India 2016 and notified in the year 2017. Then, how is this implemented? From 2021 onwards, the GRAP is being implemented by the CAQM. But till the year 2020, the Supreme Court appointed Environmental Pollution Prevention Control Authority used to order states to implement the GRAP measures. So the EPCA was dissolved and replaced by the Commission for Air Quality Management in the year 2020. Furthermore, the CAQM relies on the air quality and meteorological forecasts by the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology and the Indian Meteorological Department. So these are the 4 stages of the GRAP. You can have a look. The next article says that the Supreme Court Collegium headed by the Chief Justice of India, Sanjeev Khanna, recommended Justice Manmohan as the Chief Justice who is the Chief Justice of Delhi High Court for the appointment as a Supreme Court judge. In this context, let us first talk about the collegium system and then about the appointment process of a Supreme Court judge. It is a system of appointment and transfer of judges that has evolved through the judgments of the Supreme Court and not by an act of Parliament or by a provision of the Constitution. If we have to look at the evolution of the system, See, the first judge's case of 1981 declared that the primacy of the Chief Justice of India recommendation on the judicial appointments and transfers can be refused for cogent reasons. Furthermore, the ruling gave the executive primacy over the judiciary in judicial appointments for the next 12 years. Then, through the second judge's case of 1993, Supreme Court introduced the collegium system, holding that consultation really meant concurrence. Also, it added that it was not the CJI's individual opinion, but an institutional opinion formed in consultation with the two senior-most judges of the Supreme Court. Then, lastly, in the third judge's case of 1998, Supreme Court on Precedent's reference expanded the collegium to a 5-member body comprising the Chief Justice of India and 4 of his senior-most colleagues. Now, moving on to talk about the appointment of the Supreme Court judges. First, let us look at the composition and structure of the Supreme Court. See, originally the Supreme Court had 8 judges, in which one was Chief Justice. Gradually, the Parliament has increased the number of judges over time. So, the current strength of the Supreme Court is 34 judges, where one is the Chief Justice and there are 33 other judges. Now, what are the qualifications for the appointment as a judge? See, according to the Article 124, Clause 3 of the Indian Constitution, a person can be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court if he or she is a person citizen of India, then must have served as a judge of a high court for at least 5 years or 2 such courts in succession. Alternatively, must have been an advocate of a high court for at least 10 years or 2 or such courts in succession. And they must have been, or they should be, a distinguished jurist in the opinion of the President. Now, how are they appointed? See, the judges of the Supreme Court are appointed by the President under Clause 2 of the Article 124 of the Constitution. So, the President consults with the judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts to make informed appointments. The next article says that as many as 4,543 beneficiaries are receiving benefits under the PM Cares for Children scheme across 33 states and UTs, according to the Women and Child Development Minister. In this context, we'll talk about the PM Cares for Children scheme. See, its objective is to ensure comprehensive care and protection of children who have lost their parents to COVID-19 pandemic in a sustained manner, enable their well-being. Furthermore, there are many agencies involved. For instance, at the central level, we have the Ministry of Women and Child Development. Then at the state level, we have Department of the State or the UT government dealing with juvenile justice set up in the state, shall be the nodal agency at the state level. And lastly, at the district level, we have the district magistrates. Then, who all are eligible, or what is the eligibility criteria for the scheme? See, it covers all children who have lost both parents or surviving parents or legal guardian or adoptive parents or single adoptive parent due to COVID-19 pandemic. Furthermore, the child should not have completed 18 years of age on the date of death of parents. Now, if you look at the key features of the scheme, see, firstly, the scheme offers a corpus of 10 lakh rupees to each of these children from the PM Cares Fund. So, this corpus will be used to give a monthly stipend from 18 years of their age. For the next 5 years and on reaching the age of 23 years, he or she will get the corpus amount at one lump sum for the personal and professional use. Then, the education expenses of the younger children are supported by the way of admission to Kendriya Vidyalayas and private schools up to the higher secondary level. Furthermore, these children are also supported during their higher education through either a scholarship equivalent to the tuition fee or the educational loans, where the interest rate on the loan will be paid by the PM Cares Fund. Lastly, all the children will be enrolled as a beneficiary under the Ayushman Bharat scheme with a health insurance cover of 5 lakh rupees. So the premium amount will be paid by the PM Cares till the child reaches 18. The last article of the day says that India has submitted that the Global Plastics Treaty being negotiated currently should have a clear scope and principles to be effective and workable at the international level. Furthermore, it has also made interventions on the draft text treaty pertaining to the articles on plastic product and design and plastic waste management, seeking to build in provisions for financial and technical assistance, including technological transfer. In this context, we'll talk about the Global Plastics Treaty. See, the Global Plastics Treaty is an ambitious initiative involving over 175 UN member countries aimed at eliminating the plastics. Significantly, the objective is to create a legal document setting out deadlines for countries to decrease plastic pollution, cut out unnecessary uses, prohibit specific chemicals, and set recycling goals. Now, if we have to know about India's stand and submissions, see, India has been an active participant in the negotiations, advocating for a comprehensive and balanced approach to the treaty. The key aspects of the India stance include, firstly, with respect to the avoiding of overlaps with respect to agreements. Then, India also emphasized that the treaty scope should remain distinct and not overlap with existing multilateral environmental agreements like the Basel Convention on Hazardous Waste. Then, with respect to adherence to the 1992 Rio Declaration, India urged adherence to principles of Rio Declaration particularly. So, by recognizing varied contributions to and responsibilities for environmental degradation based on different capabilities. Then, by advocating for the measures that promote eco-friendly and resource-efficient practices. Then, with respect to plastic product design, India highlighted the need for efficient, eco-friendly and sustainable designs with an emphasis on recyclability and minimizing the environmental impact. Then, with respect to plastic waste management, see, India is advocating for country-specific approaches aligned with national circumstances, regulations, and capabilities. Furthermore, highlighting the importance of financial and technological assistance, including technology transfer, is to support developing countries. Lastly, capacity building and support for developing nations by stressing the need for previous provisions to aid developing nations through financial mechanisms, technical assistance, and technology transfer, ensuring equitable implementation of treaty obligations. So, we'll be back again with another video tomorrow. Thank you.